Right. The difference between modern consoles and older consoles. Maximo RD already talked about that one in his video. I'll put a link up here. What's the difference? Well, I do love the simplicity of the old consoles. I mean, I owned a Odyssey 2 or video pack, Philips video pack, and you slot it in a cartridge, and off you were playing Casey Munchkin, Pickaxe Speed. On the 2600 you could plug in your Atari, on the 2600 Atari you could plug in your ET cartridge and just whiz away into these strange weird dungeons, and yeah, that's your basic first generation console for you. The Saturn, the PlayStation, the Genesis, the SNES, I mean, they all featured some sort of medium, be it cartridge or disc, and you would just switch the console on and plug in the media and just grab the joystick, and you were off away playing, which is fine. The newer generation of consoles, like the PS3, which I do not own, or the 360, which I do own, or the Wii, they offer a more diverse experience with integrated online, with an integrated online multiplayer experience, combined with online features like downloadable content or even downloadable games. I'll come to that in a minute. The Wii, with its virtual console, allows you to actually play a lot of the older generations computer games without any problems. Only that the downloaded games are only playable on your own console, and if your console breaks, well, then you have a hard time reclaiming all those downloadable games. I guess it has to do with the Wii identification number that is combined with your account or attached to your account. So it might be possible to retrieve those games if your Wii breaks and you have to buy another Wii. You could probably change the code to match it with the old Wii, but still it's going to be a huge hassle. And then the PlayStation 3, I've only experienced it with a friend. A friend of mine has one. There's tons of downloadable games, a lot of PlayStation 1 games. In Asia there's tons more than in the West. I think in Europe the PlayStation Network shop is virtually empty if you compare it to the other parts of the world. I've noticed that some games can only be downloaded a couple of times, a limited amount of times, which to me poses a problem. What if the hard drive breaks and you have to slot in a new hard drive, or you have to get a new system and you downloaded it, you maxed out your downloads. Games that you really bought, you just can't download or can't access anymore. So that's a big no-go area for me. I mean, I would only purchase digital downloadable content as some sort of, as a way of, well, as an exposable gaming experience. I mean, you're not sure whether or not you'll be able to play it in, like, 10, 20 years time, which is okay, but the whole gaming aspect of it becomes rather trashy, rather disposable in my view. And then there's the Xbox 360, which I actually bought because of two things. Geometry Wars. I was just amazed by the game, and it was only out on the Xbox. I believe there's a version out there on the original Xbox, hidden away in Shenmue, Sega game, but I mean, it's different and it's not the same. And you can only access it if you played through a huge part of Shenmue. Geometry Wars, that's the reason why I got it, and the online gaming experience, which is unparalleled. I mean, that is one heck of a cool system. I mean, virtually any game you play on the 360 has the same uniform high score capabilities, friends lists and stuff. I mean, the integration of the online experience is amazing. I mean, the online arcade experience. I mean, if you play Pac-Man CE, for example, a newer form of Pac-Man, actually the ultimate Pac-Man in my view, you can compete with friends. You can compete with the world if you want, but the whole competitiveness of it and the fact that you can actually strive to beat a friend even if he or she is not online at the same time. You can just, you know, try to beat their high scores and they'll know if you beat them. So that's cool. I mean, and especially if you have the same games, that's amazing. I mean, it's virtual. I mean, live arcade. I mean, the name is just, you know, there. It's the way online gaming is supposed to be. Do I care about digital downloads? I mean, I've downloaded a huge amount of Xbox Live games. Um, Microsoft does not limit the amount of downloads you have on it. I mean, if you downloaded it once, you can download it an unlimited amount of times. I believe it's on the Wii, it's the same thing. Um, the good thing is that the games are coupled with your account. So if you have to get a new Xbox, you just log in with your old account, and you know, your games can be downloaded again. So that's cool. I mean, that's cool. Even if you transfer your account to a memory card and you plug into a friend's computer, you download your Xbox Live stuff, you can actually play the Xbox Live stuff on your account, on your friend's Xbox 360. If you take away your account, I mean, your friend will only be left with the demo versions and not be able to play the games on your account. You know, so I mean, it's linked into your account, which is cool, but still. I do view it as some sort of exposable form of game collecting. I mean, because the integration is so intense, if Microsoft pulls the plug in a couple of years' time, perhaps, you know, you never know, then the whole gaming experience of the 360, especially the Xbox Live games, the arcade live games, will probably be nothing. I mean, the whole competitiveness, the competitive factor will be gone. So that's a major issue one could have with the Xbox Live downloadable content. And actually, recently another update appeared, which I did not install yet, that allows people to digitally download Xbox 360 titles without actually purchasing. I always do that wrong. Without actually purchasing the disc. So it is only stored on your hard drive, coupled to your account. Perhaps you can download it a couple of times. I don't know if they've put on a limit, but you don't have the disc anymore. The actual media. Is that a big problem? Well, not really if the limits imposed upon you accessing your media, accessing your game are just virtually zero. You know, log in, download it again, download it a trillion times if you want. I mean, if that's the case, all right. If the servers are going to be up in the air indefinitely, even in 20 years' time, great. But they won't. Those servers won't be online indefinitely. So you won't be able to experience all the 360 games in 20 years' time. The console will have failed, and the 2600 will still be there, and will still be playing Pac-Man, the gruesome version of Pac-Man, or E.T., or any other 2600 game, or, you know, I mean, that's the difference between older consoles and new consoles. It seems like the culture is even more trashy, I mean, exposable, expendable. And I have to quit because I'm reaching the YouTube 10-minute my 2 cents.